addresses I have ever heard, and very moving. I actually cried at the end.
Wow. Interesting. Here's a serious question. Why don't you give yourself to the authorities for due process?
Because the due process of throwing me in a cell, hanging me with my own belt, and then telling the world that Mr. McAfee, in shame, hung himself, is not exactly what I would like to do this day.
Yeah, I had the Rockwall cops tell me they were going to kill me in a jail cell. I didn't stop talking about their drug dealing, so I believe you. How do you feel about the outcome of the election here in the U.S.?
Well, I had predicted it well in advance. Since I don't live there anymore, it doesn't affect me very much, but I have no problems with Mr. Obama. To be frank, sir, I try to divorce myself from political affiliations. I think that in the end, no matter which party wins, nothing changes.
I got a bunch of other, I'm just reading all these questions, trying to think of which one to read, because a bunch of them are profane. It says, if you went camping when you woke up and your bleep was greasy, would you tell anyone? See, that's the problem. And there's a whole bunch more of these coming in. They're printing them off to bring them into me. Well, when this interview ends...
Sounds like the comments I get on my blog that I have to unfortunately filter through.
Exactly, but let's expand on this. After you leave us in 5 minutes, you'll undoubtedly wish you would have said something. Let's say that now. What do you most importantly want to transmit to the Belizean authorities in their little greasy, tight-fitting police uniforms? I mean, I've seen the Belizean police. They look like something directly out of central casting of third world seedy people, but I'm not trying to be mean, but it is a fact. What would you like to say to them? I'm sure. But you know what? Maybe just because they're bad, I'm thinking you're good. I mean, how do we know?
No, and I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even say they're bad, sir. I think by and large, the Belizean police are decent people. They get paid the equivalent of less than $1 an hour. And they're expected to do work that puts their life in danger. It isn't the police itself. It's the bureaucracy that supports them and controls them. It's the higher-ups that use the police for their own interests, to usher their drug deals and protect their own interest rather than protect the public. So
you don't think there's any narcotics?
I think that I am bashing the Belizean police as a people. I'm bashing the higher-ups in the government for their outrageous selfishness and greed.
Are you related to Rob Zombie?
Am I what?
Rob Zombie, the rock and roll star. You look a lot like him, or he looks like you. You're not really
I don't think I'm related, but then, much in my family background I don't know about, so who knows?
You're not really his father, are you?
God, I hope not.
Just joking. I'm going to stop right now. Well, listen, it's really interesting talking to you. What do you know about the New World Order, the global government, the NSA spying on people, the cancer viruses and the vaccines? Ever heard about that?
Of course. Well, there is a New World Order. We all know that, but I think that I would point my finger first at the global press, not yourself, sir. I'm talking about the classical press that is interested in making money and making it as quickly as possible and making it through sensationalism and perversion of the facts. I think that we first get our ideas from what we see on television and what we read in the press. Do you think that we could have convinced the world that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq if we had not first had the press convince us?
No, that's right. They prepare the mind for it. Here's another question. Have you ever tried bath salts or any Schedule I drugs?
Absolutely not.
Well,
they didn't have those when I was doing drugs some 30-odd years ago. I'm sure I would have at the time, but no, I did not have the opportunity.
Well, you don't look like you're doing drugs. You look like you're doing the Caribbean sun and, living at the beach. From the photos I've seen, the recent photos from Wired Magazine, you name it, you look like you found the fountain of youth, buddy.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. At my age, you have no idea how good that sounds.
How old are you exactly?
67.
67 years old. And if you're doing methamphetamine, I'm a monkey's uncle.
I appreciate that, sir. I would be a monkey's uncle, too.
All right, we only got a minute left. You've got our number. You've got our contact. You got my producer's number. If you're in the middle of something and they're coming after you, we can call you and we can record it right here so we can get it on the air at the latest, even late at night, as soon as possible. So you've got our contact info. And you can also call my producer's phone. It's got a recording app on it so that we can catch anything. And I'll talk to you during the break, okay? Anything else you'd like to add?
That's it. And believe me, sir, when I do see the police closing in, I will pick up my phone and I will call this number and I will start talking and will not stop until they forcibly wrest the phone from my fist.
Well, we've also got some backup numbers that will actually automatically record. Let's get him that number. Get the IT guys. I forget the number. John, we'll give you that. And again, I hope you're innocent. I hope you're telling the truth. Certainly got to side with an American against the Belizean police when their story doesn't add up. And there is a history of them persecuting you and having to release you. So I don't know. I think you're telling the truth, but I may be wrong. I'm not often wrong about things like this. John McAfee, they say he's the devil. I say he deserves to be heard. You just heard him.
Don't throw away leftovers. Instead, throw all your leftovers, vegetable peels, eggshells, coffee grounds, pizza crusts, and more into the bokashi. If you love to garden and compost but don't like the hassle of turning a compost bin or the smell, then check out the EM Bokashi Food Waste Recycling System from TerraGanix. Finally, a way to recycle all your food and plant waste safely and effectively and stop using fertilizers. The EM Bokashi Food Waste Recycling System. Rather than decomposition, the Bokashi system uses fermentation to break down waste, so it takes less time to create nutrient-dense humus for crops or gardens with no turning and no obnoxious odors. To learn more and order your Bokashi online, visit TerraGanix.com and click on the orange button. That's TerraGanix.com, spelled TerraGanix.com, or call 866-369-3678. That's 866-369-3678. Recycle all your food wastes in about 6 weeks with the Bokashi Food Waste Recycling System from TerraGanix.com. TerraGanix. Life's getting better.
I don't mean to be nosy, but do you have the 37 food items you can't get in the coming disaster and may not survive without? As you already know, something big is about to hit the U.S., and you have got to be prepared. Did you know that your local grocery store only keeps a 3-day supply of food on hand? So if there's any interruption in our fragile food supply chain or even a hint of a crisis, then the 3-day supply at your local grocery store will be gobbled up by the mob in minutes, and you and your family could be in serious trouble. That's why my friend just created a free video at 37items.com that reveals the 37 critical items you should hoard now before it's too late. Go watch the important video at 37items.com to discover the 37 things you can't buy after a disaster and may not survive without. I'm not sure how long the video will be online, so go to 37items.com before it's gone forever. Again, that's 37items.com.
Being an armed citizen means having a gun with you all the time. Carrying a firearm every day requires a holster that is both concealable and comfortable. Whether you choose our Super Tuck Deluxe or Mini Tuck, you'll have the confidence that comes from being discreetly and comfortably armed, prepared to face unforeseen dangers. Crossbreed holsters are handmade in the USA, come with a lifetime warranty, and a 2-week try-it-free guarantee. Order your holster today at crossbreedholsters.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Oh, my aching back. I've got to get some relief for my arthritis.
When arthritis pain rears its ugly head, rub on Smooth Gator, the 60-second pain relief. Smooth Gator provides topical relief from head to toe and everywhere in between to stop pain fast. Smooth Gator is made with all natural oils, including wintergreen, aloe vera, and eucalyptus in a safe, non-greasy formula. Rub Smooth Gator on your neck, back, legs, knees, hands, any muscle or joint where pain from arthritis, sprains, strains, or backache needs fast 60-second pain relief. Smooth Gator can also be used for allergies, sinuses, fibromyalgia, and rheumatoid arthritis. In the time it took to listen to this message, you could have had relief with Smooth Gator, the 60-second pain relief. Go to smoothgator.com or phone 727-278-3137. Call 727-278-3137 or click smoothgator.com, the 60-second pain relief.
federal government, I'm going to cover this coming up in the next segment, says 22s are terrorists. Got to turn those in. Everything's a terrorist action. Founding fathers are terrorists. Freedom's terrorism. Everything's terrorism. We should just believe the government no matter what they say. Well, not me. By the way, you hear that song, Call Me? We're going to open the phones up on any issue you wish to discuss here today. I'm in a little bit better mood today. Had a family medical emergency over the weekend that's got me in a very, very bad mood still, to a certain extent. I'm not complaining or telling you my business for no reason. That's just why I've been a little bit irritable, a little bit darker than normal on air. But I am moving forward in a better mood right now. But the toll-free number to join us is 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. And we just had John McAfee on, who said he's going to call us. He said he can't keep this up forever. I think he said that on air, too, but off air he said he can't keep hiding out from him forever. In fact, I should have asked him about that, about any close calls he's had. I asked him about it off air. He said he has, and I always think of the best questions after somebody's gone. But there is that interview, and that will certainly be a news maker right there, which is not our only goal. You know, just making the news on some petty issue really has no thrill. I've been thinking about this, and I hope this infects you as well. That's why I'm telling you the story. I really like promoting freedom. I really like getting the word out about the Second Amendment. I like getting the word out about the Constitution. I like defending private property. I like defending the family. And I like kicking corrupt, leech-like bureaucrats out of government. I mean, that's why I do this. That's why I'm on the air. And that's why I don't get a thrill going on some national television show to talk about some issue that doesn't matter. In fact, I refuse to do it all the time. I've been invited on entertainment shows and stuff and said no, because it has no thrill. But it is thrilling to have prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com and to be able to reach millions of people every day. It is thrilling to be up at the top of drudgereport.com right now, which is the biggest news website in the world and can really set the agenda, and the establishment does not like that. That is a big thrill. It is thrilling to be able to be on air and expose the TSA and catch them in a long train of lies. It is thrilling to engage these people. Now, let me hit a little bit of news now. When we come back from break, I'll go to your calls and then more news. Investigation, this is out of WSB-TV. Investigation shows TSA pat-down incident, not first complaint against those very screeners, pulling the Texas state legislature's members' nieces' dress completely off of her, the 17-year-old. And it turns out that that's happened to a lot of women. Yeah, they also have guys sometimes who could never get a woman, but they see a real, well, they settled a case 2 years ago in Texas. Was it Amarillo, where it was a very reportedly bombshell woman. She was never on the news. They described her as a very attractive blonde with large bosoms, or bosom. And they pulled her shirt off and then began grabbing her breast, and then she began crying, and the three men stood around her, and one of them asked her for a date and said, "Sorry, we have to do this. By the way, you're really good looking. Can I have a date?" And I think I conflate two cases in Texas, but in one of them, they had to settle the case and admitted to it. And you're like, but that doesn't sound normal. I mean, when I was a single guy, I wouldn't walk up to, you know, some woman and try to dominate them. I would go up and be charming to them and say, by the way, I just think you're a knockout. You know, you want to go out and get dinner and go see a movie? And so many times, you know, I was successful. But I mean, I cannot just imagine trying to force yourself on people. But those of us that are normal, we have to understand, Janet Napolitano had to settle the cases with her, reportedly with her and her deputies, sexually harassing men at the level, and it wasn't about men, it was about dominating men, and putting their stuff in the bathroom and telling them perform sex acts. And you know what? They settled those cases. And you read those lawsuits, and it's like, I can't even say the stuff they reportedly did, which they settled over. But when you know